Thanks for having me today. I'm really excited to be part of this, and it's events like these, especially in trying times here in Bend, that makes it such a great place to do business and to live. So I'm going to strictly talk about residential real estate today. Not only when I'm talking about COVID and economic indicators, I'm going to be talking about them strictly within the terms of real estate. Not that I'm tone deaf to the implications of the health effects and whatnot of this pandemic, but I want to talk about strictly how it affects us here in residential real estate here in Central Oregon. So to talk about real estate this year without talking about COVID, so here in April of 2020 shows that we were in for a fairly strong year here in real estate. Our average housing price was up about 11%. We were at about $545,000 for an average sales price, and inventory was down. We were at about 4.3 months. Now, the one thing that, a lot of the people, especially who have their ear to the ground, may say is, haha, but I hear there's a foreclosure wave coming. And I don't want to digress too far into the weeds on that because we can talk about this in the panel, especially with First Interstate Bank.
From your perspective, are there industry sectors that you fear will never really quite recover or look the same in Central Oregon? Is it office, retail, manufacturing? What is your perspective of some of the industry sectors that you are watching most closely? And the flip side of that, what industry sectors do you think are really going to thrive during and post-COVID? Jay, why don't you start?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any industry sectors that I see that are not going to survive, but I think some could be repositioned or reimagined, so to speak. And in the near term, I think there's obviously certain businesses that are being impacted more so than others. For example, right at the beginning of COVID, the hospitality industry there's others that have expressed concerns about being remote because of the lack of kind of productivity or kind of, synergy of having people kind of in the office together working on projects together. But I think in the near term, companies are going to need to be flexible and need to be able to modify how they do things based on, what sort of government regulations kind of come down the pipe.